Hey guys, how is it going? Welcome back to the second tutorial of my introduction to JavaScript series. For inside this tutorial, we go quickly do a little configuration just to get things started and to start using and doing our JavaScript proper. You go remember say I tell you say programming are just basically to be able to give computer instructions so that computer go process these instructions and can give us answers back. So for us to achieve this kind of thing like this for inside JavaScript, we need do a little configuration so that say the text editor we dey use go synchronize with our computer wey be say the two of them go come dey work hand in hand. So that when we come give instruction from inside our text editor wey be Sublime text, e go pass am to computer, computer go process am come give us the result back. To practicalize this one now, I go just write a simple addition program. One little thing wey I go like highlight now be say this little program wey I wan write, no just worry yourself too much if you no just understand am. I go do my very best to explain wetin dey go on for inside the program. Na just to practicalize say if you no do this configuration, nothing go work for inside your JavaScript program. So wetin I go just do now be say I wan add two numbers together, and if I come build this program, say if I come run am, I want the result of that two numbers, make computer process am for me, give me the result. So wetin I go just do now be say I go just come to File, New File. So as I don get new file now, make I just close this one. Come okay. So as I don get new file now, so I go just talk say var. So before I can continue like this, make I just first save this file as JavaScript file. So I go just press Ctrl S. So you go just tell me say where I want save this file as e dey like this. So wetin I go just do now be say I go just talk say I want save am as test. Then I go come here, talk say na JavaScript file. For inside this, save as type. So I go just look for JavaScript file here. Make I see am. So if you no see JavaScript file here like this, no just worry yourself too much. Just leave am for all file type. As me sef, I no see my JavaScript file here like this. Or if you be say I know dey look am well, but that one no be issue. So you go just come back here like this, talk say test.js. Click enter, you go save. Now you see say as I don save this file, this var now, the color can't change. Now be say you don't recognize am say the information wey I dey type inside this text editor na JavaScript file. Shey you dey see am. So wetin I go just do now be say we go just continue with building our very simple addition program. So I go just talk say var, which is variable. Then I go talk say number one, you dey feel me, is equal to, make I just give am one arbitrary number, say 30. Shey you dey see am. So I go just talk say again say var number two equal to another 30. So wetin I go just do now be say I wan come sum this number one and number two together, and I want computer to process am together for me, come give me the result. So I go just talk say console.log. So I go just talk say number one plus number two. See am, then I go close my program here. So wetin this program dey do now be say I declare a variable wey be number one, I declare another variable wey be number two. Shey you get? So we get two variables now, number one, and the value of that variable for number one na 30, and the value of the variable for number two na also 30. In fact, make I just change the value of variable two so that I no go dey confusing. Make I just give this one 15, and I wan talk say okay, computer, take in these two instructions for me, come add them together and give me the result. So na just one very simple calculation program. So to come run this program now, I go just come here, talk say Control B. As I talk say Control B, okay, make I no even use Control B, make I just do am properly so that you go know exactly wetin dey happen. So I go just come to tools here, talk say build. So this build, wetin the build dey do be say I wan tell computer say okay, I don finish dey write my program and I wan build am, I wan make you run am for me. Shey you get? Come give me answer. So na just the concept of programming be that. Make I use this opportunity to explain wetin the concept of programming sef be again. The concept of programming na just say you give computer set of instruction, you tell computer to run am, then computer give you back the result of the instruction. So na just the overall concept of wetin we go dey do be that. So if I press build now, and you go see say build, the shorthand for build na Control B. So if I press am now, you see say nothing happen for inside this program, but I wan make you pay attention to something, because the computer no dey lis ten to this instruction wey we dey give am. Just come down here, you see this down part where we have our line 4, column 35, and whatever wey we get for here. I wan make you pay your attention to this part. So as I press my Control B, Sublime text go pass one information for us as to why the program no dey run. Shey you get? So I go press Control B now, focus your attention on this part. So if I press Control B now, shey you see say Sublime text dey pass instruction say no build system. Wetin that one mean be say we never link our JavaScript file to a build system on our computer wey go make my computer and this file come synchronize together. So wetin we go just do now be say, in my own case, I fit just run the program now. I fit just do the configuration here now, because say I don also get some things downloaded wey go make am run together, wey go make am work together. But in your own case, you need to download something wey dem dey call node. So in this context now, node just be like engine wey dey inside car, wey dey make car run. Shey you get? So without engine, car no fit work, e no fit move. So na the concept of node be that in this instance. So we need download node, come connect node with our JavaScript file. I know say this one dey a little complicated for the start, but na so the thing dey always be. So if you don come this far, e mean say you don dey ready to dey do some technical things like that. So wetin I go just do now be say, I go just go back to my browser. So if I open my browser here like this, talk say download node. Now e go open this file for you. Me, I don already download and install node, but I go still run am again just for the purpose of this tutorial. So I go just click here like this, talk say run. So e go open this page for us where we go fit select the operating system wey we dey use. So me na Windows operating system I dey use. I go just select this Windows. You go fit just select the type of operating system wey you dey use. If na Mac OS, you go just select that one. So I go just select Windows installer like this. So depending on the rate of your network, this one no suppose take too much time. So if the downloading of your node don finish like that, you go just click am here like this, say you wan install am. So if you click am like that, e go open something like this for you. You go just click next, then you go accept the terms and conditions, then you click next. Now e dey tell me say where I wan save this file part. So wetin I dey always do be say, I no dey always like to dey tamper with the file part wey all of my program dey suggest for me. Why? Because say if I get any issue, say I dey run my program, e go easy for me to just find the solution online. But if I don change the part, I fit don forget the part wey I save am. So that one go dey a little complicated for me. So all of the programs wey I dey always install for my computer, I dey always try dey leave the part wey the program go suggest for me. And I go in fact encourage you also to do something like that. But if you know say you get big brain, you fit remember anything anytime, that one no be issue. Just click change here, then you go fit change the part wey your program dey run. So me, I go just click cancel now because I no wan change the part. So I go just click next here, then click next again, then accept this installation necessary tools, then click next, click install. So the program go run for me as e dey like that. E no suppose stay too long in fact before you finish the installation process. So if you finish the installation process now, so I go just wait a couple of minutes for this program to finish. Now I go just click finish because the node now e don finish. Remember wetin I tell you, say node e just be like engine wey go make our JavaScript program run. So after the program don finish the execution, no be everything wey we go do be that. We still need do some more configuration because now we just downloaded node. We get our JavaScript file. We never connect these two together. So the next step of action now be say you go just open your command line. And by the way, before we continue, make I just use this opportunity to tell you, say, if you never subscribe to my YouTube channel, please use this opportunity to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because your subscription are wetin dey give me motivation and ginger to dey always make video like this. So wetin you go just do now be say, we need know exactly where our node install for our computer for us to be able to configure our node and our JavaScript file together. So now to get the part, I go run one very simple command. I go just talk say where node. So I dey ask my computer say where is node. So na the command be that, where node. So my computer don tell me the part where my node dey installed on top my computer. Shey you dey see am. So my node dey inside my hard drive wey be C drive, then inside the program file, inside the node, then inside the nodejs folder, then I go see this node.exe file. Shey you dey see am. So I know the part where my node installed inside like this. So the next point of action be say, make I just close this one down. Then where's my sublime text? Okay, I go just open my sublime text like this. You remember say our program still never dey run. Shey you dey feel am. So wetin I go just do now be say, I go just come configure the two files together. Now I go just come here to inside tools. Now inside my tools now, I go click on this build system. Then I go come down here inside this new build system. Then I go click am. Now you see say e don open one file for me like this. Shey you dey feel am. So wetin I go just do be say, I go just copy and paste the command here. This command wey I wan copy and paste, so I go just paste the command sef for inside the description box, so that say you no need browse too much before you go get this command. You go just check the description box and copy the command there. I go clear this one, come paste this command here like this. So make I quickly explain wetin this command dey do for us. So this command here dey tell us say, you see say na the part when I do where node, you see say na the part wey the node wey my computer give me be this. Say na where my node dey installed on top my computer be this. Then wetin this one dey tell me be say I dey use this dollar sign dey prepend say okay, look into the file of my javascript. Shey you get? Now this selector, wetin this selector dey do be say you go know say this selector dey point at source.js. So e just dey tell us say okay, na javascript file. So everything wey dey here like this, just dey imagine am say na configuration wey go link our javascript engine wey be node to our javascript file, wey go make am dey possible for us to run javascript command and instruction or logic like that for inside our computer. So as I don paste this information here like this, I go just talk say Ctrl S. As I talk say Ctrl S like this, now wetin we go just do be say I go just name this file node.sublime-build. Shey you see am? You fit name your own file anything o, but e must contain this sublime-build extension. This very first node wey I put am here, you fit just put any name there. Make I put bioku first. Shey you see am? But e must contain this dot sublime-build. Shey you see am? So na the extension be this wey go make this configuration work properly. But I no go use bioku because bioku no be the standard. So I go just come back and talk say node. Shey you get? So as I talk say node like this, I go just click save. Now I don save this program like that. So the last thing wey we go just do be say make I just first close this one comot. Yeah. Then the next thing wey I go like do now be say I go just click these tools wey dey here, come to build system, then I go select node. E don already automatically select am for me. But in your own case, if you never select am, so you go just select node. So if you select node finish like that, na everything wey we need do be that. So now wetin I don do be say I don connect my javascript engine wey be node now to my javascript file, so that these two go come begin dey work together proper. So the next thing wey I go just do now be say I go just come here, talk say tools, then I go click build. You see say as I click build now, we no get the problem again wey this one dey tell me say no build system, but we come get another instruction here. Shey you dey feel me? So this one contains error blah 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 line 4. Okay, e dey tell me say error dey inside my program here. Okay, no be concol.log, the program na console.log. So I go just talk say console.log here. So I go press Ctrl B again to run am. Shey you see am? Now computer don take these two program, add am together for me, come give me result here wey be 45. Shey you see am? So if I wan change the result of this one like this, I go just talk say okay, make number 1 be 50, make number 2 be 90. If I press Ctrl B again, e go be 140. Shey you see am? And computer dey tell me say the program run for 156 milliseconds. So na just the little thing wey you need do to run your program be that for inside JavaScript. I hope say you feel and enjoy this tutorial. So as e be say we don talk about how to build and configure our JavaScript file now, so tey our computer go fit recognize our JavaScript command. So as e be say we don configure our JavaScript environment now to take begin dey write our JavaScript file. Na so e go be for inside this tutorial. I go see you for the next tutorial where we go come begin with variables.